out, bitches to the left, bad bitches to the right.
Do you remember when we were younger? Going toward the stars we would ignore, chasing pavements like we were four. La-di-da-do, la-di-da-hee, la-di-da-hoo, living your life. Hey, hey, I look like a boiled egg.
What is up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is, I forgot what today's video is. I'm gonna go and check my phone. Hold on. This is exactly embarrassing. This sums up my maturity. I don't have any. How can I forget today's video? Today's video is going to be all about YouTubers who aren't relatable anymore. I have been, oh my god, there's a fox out. There's two foxes. There's two foxes outside, like right outside my house. What do I do? I just don't like foxes. Oh my god, looking at them scares me. I'm gonna turn on the blinds, but I can't be bothered to because I need lighting. Oh my, decisions, YouTube or my health and safety. I guess I'm gonna go with YouTube. I have been on YouTube for a very long time. Been an active watcher on YouTube because I have nothing better to do. My friends never invite me to motive, so like I'm just stuck in my house all day, and it's not everyday Netflix, you know. As you can tell, I have no life, so I've constantly been watching YouTube for years, and there's definitely a huge difference. You can see the way YouTubers used to act like 10 years ago compared to now. If you're new to my channel, I'm a very active vocal learner. Wait, what? That wasn't what I was gonna say. I'm a very vocal person on YouTube, and you either like me or you don't. I feel like there's no there should be an in-between because I'm not a hateable person. Like, YouTube is a place where I always go to for comfort, for peace, and just to find somebody who resonates with me and my character, I guess. It sounds selfish, but I'm a Gemini, what can I say? Somebody who is down to earth, somebody who's humble, and humbleness has been erased from YouTube as of the last 5 years. I just prefer watching YouTube rather than watching films, rather than watching reality shows, because this is real life. You have money now, you have maybe 6 figures, and you think you're much better than everybody else. You can have 6 figures in your bank account and still remain the same, still remain humble. A perfect example of this is Jenna Marbles, PewDiePie. They are OG YouTubers and they have not switched up. They are not fake. They are still the same people they were 10 years ago. So if people are going to try and act like, oh no, once you have money, you switch up, I don't think that's true. The 2 prime examples of people who have remained authentically dumb, and that's why they are very appealing till this day. If you can't appeal to your followers anymore, it all goes downhill. If you don't have that relationship and that bond with your followers, you're more obsessed with buying a new Tesla that you don't even have a driving license, and you've purchased a Tesla. Whew. Money. Okay, so the first YouTuber we're going to talk about is Garza. I used to really like her. I used to be this massive fan of her content, and I think it was because she's around my age and she attends school, and I feel like a lot of YouTubers just don't attend school anymore because it's cool to drop out, which I don't agree with whatsoever. Once you gain over 500k subscribers, because I mean, come on, like, you can have 500k, but it doesn't mean things are going to last for you, so just saying. I really liked her because she was still in high school. She had a lot of dislikes for the same things I had dislikes for, so I basically found myself within her. And then it just got really boring, repetitive. The editing just gave me brain freeze. Like, I do think she could go even further if she just switched it up a bit, but that's not what we're talking about today. I think a lot of people started disliking the fact that her success was getting very, 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 very high. And the crazy part is she isn't really that consistent, so I don't really understand why it happened very quickly. People saw that she was now getting nice things. She was now involved with this squad. A lot of people really disliked her for basically bullying Emma Chamberlain, and Emma Chamberlain in a podcast did say that it wasn't funny. So Emma Chamberlain wasn't like here for the jokes and everything. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go and look it up. You guys have nothing better to do. It's a Sunday, you ain't booked and busy. I think in a video of hers at one point, she was saying that she used to get bullied, people used to make fun of her, and then people felt like she was being a hypocrite because she was doing exactly what she disliked from somebody else. Next person on this list is Zoella. Zoella is somebody who I was a major fan of. Obviously, she's British, I'm British. I felt like watching her was inspiring because it means that if she can make it from the UK, then great. Because most popular YouTubers at the time were American YouTubers like Ricky Dillon, Tyler, I was about to say Tyler the Creator. What's his name? Oakley. There were no British YouTubers thriving at that point besides KSI, but we don't claim him. Zoella grew so quickly, very quickly. She was making the Primark hauls. If you guys don't know about Primark, it's basically an affordable store. There's some home decor as well, just basically really affordable. You can get tons of things for under £10. But when she got a mansion with her boyfriend and hiding things, and then Zoella had her £50 calendar. It was just too pricey, and you should know that your audience is mainly young kids who can't afford to buy an advent calendar filled of bits and bobs from the pound shop. The items were worth £1, and she sold the full advent calendar with 25 days for £50. That is where everything went downhill. And that's what I'm saying, having a bond and knowing your target audience is key to growing your channel, is key to thriving on this platform. Okay, so next person on this list is Shane Dawson. Yes, I'm gonna probably get killed for saying this. Shane Dawson had to be on this list because I'm tired of him trying to pretend to be like us when it clearly isn't that way. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like, okay, maybe he didn't suffer growing up, he didn't face this, that, and the other. Shane Dawson is somebody who is, till this day, in his 30s, I believe, trying to act like he doesn't have anything. He can't afford this, he can't afford that. At one point, I think people could relate to you because half the things he did on camera was half the things we did off of camera in our rooms. We you know, all the comedy skits, all the extraness, that was us in our room. So I could once upon a time relate to Shane. But then it became this thing where Shane revived his channel. He got even bigger, more mainstream. And at this point in his career where he's probably earning the most amount he's ever earned, where he's probably at like the peak of his career, why is he trying to act like he can't afford things? This whole poor image, it was never really funny to begin with, if I'm being honest with you. A lot of people thought it was funny, but then when it kind of became his brand to like wear the same tops or to look kind of smelly or to look unhygienic or to, I don't know, just basically act like you can't afford nice things because you're poor, it becomes an issue because we all know you're not. So what are you trying to achieve from doing that? But obviously it's Shane Dawson. People are always gonna let things slide. I just call it out for what it is, really. The next person on this list is James Charles. Now, I don't know why James Charles was put on this list, because I don't think James has really worked for much. Like, I actually don't. James Charles is probably one of the most creative men on YouTube that do makeup, because he actually even though you can't blend his foundation to his neck, but he can actually do makeup. So if you guys didn't know, how it all begun was he didn't grind from YouTube. He had a following on Instagram first and then transferred onto YouTube. And how he kind of got his big follower was by going on the Ellen show and having that like really gorgeous picture of his graduation. He was a guy in makeup, and that was very rare at the time. Obviously before James, there's probably people who were men in makeup, but they didn't have that mainstream push to really get them a platform. They were just kind of doing it in secret maybe, or they were just doing it but they didn't have much of a following, right? James Charles happened to have gotten picked up by Ellen DeGeneres. I love Ellen, but Jesus Christ, half the people she has on her show now, girl, he photoshopped the picture and happened to have gained the success, and then obviously people started following him on Instagram, and then he moved on to YouTube. So that's why I can never really relate to James Charles. He's just always been this big-headed guy, no pun intended. Once celebrities started coming on, I think that's when a lot of people realized that James Charles is getting very big-headed now, not humble whatsoever. I don't think James Charles was ever humble to begin with, but we moved. Once celebrities started coming on there, he started making like little comments like, me and Ariana Grande spoke about this and like we're good now. So people started thinking like, okay, so he's talking to celebrities now. And then I think there was a question asked like, who's the most famous person in your phone book? And he said Kim Kardashian, I believe, or Demi Lovato. And people were like, okay, so this guy is like moving even further in his career. He's becoming a celebrity now. And there's a difference between being confident and cocky. I've just always gotten the cocky vibe from James. Like, he does everything the best. It's his way or nothing, you know? I won't be surprised I won't be surprised if he's sitting at the back of the Grammys. It's come to a point where YouTubers are now attending red carpets, VMAs. Tana Mojo has been to the VMA for like 3 years in a row. Okay, so next person on this list is Emma Chamberlain. I feel like half the things Emma has is things she didn't ask for. So I don't think Emma actually knew the immense amount of success she was gonna have in such a short period of time. Emma Chamberlain grew tons of subscribers very quickly. She moved to Los Angeles, which helped her because it gave her many more opportunities, because moving to LA does give you opportunities. It does widen your horizon. You can go and meet other content creators who do the same thing as you. But the crazy thing is, Emma Chamberlain being by herself with no collabs got her to 1 million very quickly. So it goes to show that with her, I think a lot of people liked her editing, a lot of people just liked looking at her, a lot of people liked seeing the comments she was gonna make, because let's keep it real, at the very beginning, she was very relatable. You know, she was going to school, she was vlogging in school, she was getting in trouble, and those are the things that we would get in trouble for if we did. So a lot of us found like, okay, this girl is cool because she's just like us. To then having her own huge house, to then being the face of magazines, to her then having a really expensive car, to her attending the Louis Vuitton fashion show, I believe 2 years in a row, going to Paris Fashion Week. A lot of people saw this drastic change in her. But the thing is, I don't think her behavior has changed whatsoever. Emma Chamberlain is one of the few people who doesn't brag about what they have, but you know they have something. And that's what I like about Emma Chamberlain. I do think her recent content just isn't my favorite anymore, and you can kind of low-key see that she isn't really falling in love with it anymore. And I think it's because everything that she probably has dreamt of has happened for her. Or having a clothing line, having brands reach out to her, or being sent free stuff, everything you probably hope and dream for whilst grinding for YouTube has now become her reality. When did you ever think a designer brand would want to work with YouTubers? And I'm not trying to say YouTubers are nothing, I'm just saying that they always want to work with celebrities because celebrities could bring more exposure. Nowadays, it's even the 17-year-olds, the 18-year-olds who are giving these brands more customers. And it's not like many of us There's a flipping siren going past, wow. I'm just gonna sit here and wait. His family I once liked when they first came on YouTube because I knew about them on Instagram, and I was like, you know what, this family seems cool. And then everything just went so overboard. Austin has to be the biggest narcissist I've ever come across. The way they communicate with each other, because you can tell something's off, but obviously the 5-year-old kids watching them are like, oh my god, couple girls, I want that in a wife. And it's like, honey, you really don't. They are so big-headed. They love money too much. They will buy anything to appear bigger and greater than their own followers, and people don't realize that. You're obsessed because you see baby L. This has nothing to do with the babies, by the way. I'm talking about the adults, Catherine and Austin, mainly Austin, because he's the issue here. They've gotten away with doing so much, but what? Because they're a family channel, because you love the babies, you don't want to cancel the babies too. Like, get over yourselves. No pun intended, but I have a single called Get Over It for that reason. Get over it, seriously. They're making that video like, oh my god, we're actually working 9 to 5, honey. It was an hour or two and then your shift was over. What do you mean? I can't say much nice things about them. If I do have anything nice to say about them, it's probably the gorgeous kids they have. Okay, so next person on this list is Superwoman. Superwoman annoys me like crazy because I used to like her. What up, it's your girl Superwoman. Like, I'm so cringe. I used to like her, and she went on these flipping massive world tours. She has a freaking book that's sitting on that bookshelf. At this point in her age right now, times where she could have been more quirkier, she wasn't. Where she is right now, at this big age of hers, she's trying to be the most quirkiest because she's trying to appear and appeal to a lot of people, and it just isn't working. I have not watched her show. I don't want to watch her show. I've seen tons of clips of her just trying to like being brown skin isn't a personality trait. Okay, so that's pretty much it for today's video. I want to hear your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. And I also forgot to mention in the beginning, special thanks to my sis, Tiffany Ferg. She is just a very hardworking content creator who really takes her time with what she does. So go and subscribe to her if you haven't already. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.